Good afternoon, Capital Extra. Saturdays 4 till 7 p.m. Homegrown with your boy Robert Bruce. All your best music, your favourite music, new music, and your favourite artists as well. I'm joined by Shakka.
Yo.
Let's make some noise for Shakka, everyone.
Come on. Round of applause. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. You guys have been playing man down proper hard, man. I appreciate that.
Everyone loves the song.
Thank you,
so
man.
Of course we're gonna play it.
Thank you. No, it means a lot. Over the past 6 months, the tune's been battered. I'm looking at numbers and seeing numbers that I never seen before. It's definitely like my most successful song to date.
Really?
Yeah, like it's going gold in like a week or something. Mm-hmm. Apparently that's like 400,000 sales. Whoa. And then like 50 million streams. I'm picking these numbers out and I'm asking for help because numbers aren't really my forte in terms of memorizing them, but I'm in a happy place, man. I'm in a happy place nationally and internationally.
Very good. As soon as Man Down came out, I think everyone knew, yes, this is the one that we've been waiting for, you know.
No, thank you, man. Thank you.
We're going to talk about it some more in a little bit. I was just saying, I bumped into you in Carnival. I didn't really bump into you. Yeah. You walked past me and I walked past you. I was like...
And you didn't say hi?
No, you had your dark glasses on. It was early.
So because I had dark glasses on, because it was early, you didn't say hi. You didn't say where I'm going.
No.
I feel that.
You look like a man on a mission. Sometimes, let people feel the day.
I hear you. No. I do respect that. I do respect that. No, thank you.
Did you enjoy yourself? I know you go all the time.
Carnival is the best festival, celebration, cultural experience ever to hit the human planet Earth. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And the beauty of Carnival is that it doesn't matter if it's raining. Like, if your favorite song is playing, you don't care if you're wet, you don't care if you've stepped in a puddle. It's just euphoric, man. That's exactly what it was on the Sunday. And then on Monday you had better weather.
Yeah, did you go on the Sunday?
I went both days.
I didn't go on the Sunday. Everyone said the Sunday was like one of the best experiences they had.
Man, like people are like, oh, I hope the weather's sick, I hope the weather's amazing, like the sunny, all that kind of stuff, like costumes and stuff. That makes sense. But you have to be there on a day where it doesn't go down for you to realise how sick Carnival is in the midst of whatever's going on. Do you know what I mean? I remember I went one year, like Pioneer's round the corner from my house because I live in Notting Hill. Yeah. So Pioneer was DJing round the corner from my house. So me and my old school friends went there now, and it was mad wet, like thunderstorms and all kinds of stuff. But the DJs were still going ham. So I'm hearing bare UK garage rhythms, and I'm just losing my mind. Yeah. It's sick. Like, all of the notes in my wallet just got soaked up. I couldn't use that money no more. But yeah, it was a good time, man, for sure. Yeah, no, it's definitely a really good experience. I need to do a Carnival when it rains because I haven't done that yet. You have to. But I'm going to get down, definitely. Imagine people are like, I need to do a Carnival when it's raining. Yeah. What kind of a stick? But yeah, it is what it is, man. We got special times, man, for sure. So you're from West London, yeah? So Born Carnival's on your doorstep. Where? Notting Hill? Notting Hill, yeah. So okay. I'm inside the route. Oh, no way. I'm inside the route. My float goes past my house. Is it? Yeah, I'm not going to bait my road name, but yeah, it goes past my house. Do you have like a high window? Can you see? I can, yeah. So I'm on a particular floor. Yeah. And so you can see the float from the area that people are sitting on the floats, if that makes sense. Nice. So yeah, for those who don't know what the floats are, they're essentially just massive trucks with huge speakers, and I guess they're open-sided trucks. So normally when you see a truck on a motorway, you can't see the contents, whereas these trucks, you can see entirely inside of it. They've got like racks where people are standing and either serving drinks or just shaking the body parts that their parents gave them, or, doing all kinds of mad things. But it's sick. Yeah, I said we're going to talk about Man Down soon, yeah? But you've actually been in the game for a while. Like, you're not a new artist, if that makes sense. Yeah. I make it about 10... I think so. Hold on. When did I drop? I dropped sooner or later, 2013 or 2018. So professionally and officially for about 5-6 years. Okay. 5-6 years. And then just doing like a bunch of amateur releases prior to that. But they're still like very dear to my heart, Yeah. I hear you. How did music find you? What was that journey for you? It was just in the house. It was in the house. Like, some people had sports in the house, some people had arts in the house. I just had lyrics and songs and great artists. Like, my dad was a reggae musician, so he took me to the studio when I was young. And I saw all the lights and the sounds coming out of massive speakers, and I was like, I want to do that. So yeah, and my brother was like, he's good at maths and he's good at music. Let's get him production software. I don't know where we got it. We must have got it illegally because we are not like huge breadwinners. But we found like Cubase. I started using Cubase and I never turned back.
Okay.
So I've been producing since
producing before singing?
A bit of both, actually. Yeah. I never had the mic. I had the program first before I had the mic.
Okay.
But then when I got the mic, I was like 16 years old. And yeah, it was just cool to hear my voice on top of my own beats. So I just kept doing it.
I hear you. That's so interesting to see like where it's got to you now, because I was saying with Shakka, it's like you're one of those artists, you're everyone's favorite. And as I said, we was all waiting for that one track to cut through. So getting a track like Man Down and knowing where you've come from, what does that mean to you?
It's weird because as a writer, I mean, from the listener's perspective, they see it as like to either quote or misquote you, like, yes, sick, Man Down, big single, it's doing numbers, yay, Shakka, congratulations. Like it's amazing. For me, like, you guys don't see the other 99 demos that I've written prior to this. So for me, I'm just stuck in the studio like a lab rat making all sorts of songs, you know, but obviously this one's connected really well. So either way, I'm very happy, man. I'm in a very good place, you know.
When did you write this? You obviously linked up with J5 as well.
Yeah, we wrote that last summer. We wrote that last summer. So we've had that in the bag for a while. It was only at the beginning of this year that Aluna George dropped a verse for it, and so we were like, right, this is cold. I remember my manager sending me the email, be like, yo, have you heard her verse on it? I'm like, no, not yet, but I got it. She's like, stop what you're doing, download the MP3. So I do it now, and I call her back immediately. I'm like, fam, like, Aluna's flow is like so cool and deadly and yardy. Like it's not even trying to be like anyone else. It's just, you know, very, very casual and laid back. So we were like, yeah, this has to stay on it. And then she's all like whining in the video and stuff. It's like, like we couldn't have picked anyone better than Aluna, than, you know, to finesse that track. But yeah, we had fun with that, man.
When a girl starts asking how's mum and that, how do you come out of the situation?
How's the mumsy? How do you come out of that situation? You have to, I'm not even going to try and find a way to finesse it. You have to have a very frank, open conversation and be like, here's where we are, here's how I feel, what do you feel? Do you know what I mean? Like you can't try and be like, oh boy, like, I don't really like talking about my mum too tough. You get me? Like, that's just stupid. Like, just be honest with the girl. That's why I wrote in the bridge, get away from all this hype. Go and find the one you like, you know, one who ain't tempted to touch you. Like, it's a real thing, man. A real thing. But no women were harmed in the writing of this song.
Okay.
So we're all good. We're all blessed, I assure you. Defo.
I wanted to talk about the older projects.
Yes.
Because I've been a Shakka fan from then.
Oh,
so I think it's only right, if we get this chance, we have to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
The Lost Boys, right? Are all of your projects conceptual?
All of my projects are well thought out, yes. So some of them may not be conceptual, some of them may just be things that I wanted to do at the time, you know. But yeah, The Lost Boys is conceptual.
Yeah, I really like it. I like the skits, I like everything. You know what I was thinking, man? You would be sick to write like a cartoon.
I'm going to.
Are you going to?
I don't know when, I don't know when, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
I just need to find, probably like after the second or third album, when I've made my Diddy money and I've got time to just be able to, let me learn snowboarding. Okay, cool. Let me learn Japanese and stay there for 6 months. Let me write a cartoon, you know, like these bucket list things that are definitely like creative endeavors that I want to go into. So yeah, I want to write a cartoon. I want to write some movies too. I think
really?
Really, really cool. Because when I was doing The Lost Boys, I was working with Daniel Kaluuya, Jason Lewis, and Jamie Howard, among other incredible performers. And obviously Daniel Kaluuya's a huge star right now after Get Out and Black Panther. Congratulations to him. He's such an incredible performer and a very, very dope friend. And like, yeah, just interacting with them has just made me feel like, right, like this is fun, you know? He would do a line, I'd be like, okay, cool, can we do it so that it sounds like you're like this? And he'd be like, okay, no, I got you. And then we do it again. And it would just be like going back and forth with energies and ideas and stuff.
Yeah. So you enjoy that whole creative process? Yeah,
I just enjoy putting people in a place where they've never been put before. I feel like it was exciting for the mandem to be in a circumstance like that, where you're in a dystopian world, like everything's going tits up, like, and you have to escape one island. I think Attack the Block is the closest that we've had to something like that.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was just like, why are we not in sci-fi movies? Why do we not have Thor, but someone who comes from Hackney? Like, it just should exist. We are equally as funny and as entertaining and as sick. So, you know, that's what I went to do. So eventually I'll probably, you know, in this for like a Marvel character, but until then I'll just be writing these dead out albums and projects and stuff.
I hear you. Not dead out at all. Do you know what it is? Like, what I like is the imagery. I love listening to something and picturing it because it's so open for interpretation. Like, I'm picturing the people in a particular house, and like that might be so different to what you've set, but the way you did it, it left it so open for interpretation. That's why I liked it.
Without going too nerdy, you really have to like find the sounds that made people be like, oh my days, I'm in a bar, or oh my days, I'm in a futuristic hospital. You know what I mean? Like, what does that sound like?
Yeah.
And so you now have to find the humming of a machine, or like the bleeping of another machine, or even like the robot that you heard in the beginning of the EP, like that. What would that sound like? You know? So yeah, it's even that process is really fun.
It's cool.
Really cool.
Moving forward from there, we came to the Island EP.
Yes.
Which is probably one of my favorites as a project. Yeah.
Sick.
Do you know what? I feel like, I'll be honest, and I feel you were ahead of your time with some of the music, if
Thank
that
you.
makes sense.
I appreciate
I do
that.
personally feel that.
I appreciate
So I really
that.
enjoy the Island EP. Like, what was you saying at that time? What was your life saying around those times?
I think with the Island EP, I wanted to make something that people could bang in their whips without having to think too much. So songs like Inner London, songs like Turn Off the Lights, and I Love the Way. Like, it was all centered around bass. It was all centered around my Caribbean heritage, and I feel like I didn't cover enough of that in the first EP.
Okay.
I still wanted to talk about, like, you know, the storyline. So like they finally escape and jump out of the building.
Okay.
In The Lost Boys, but then in the island, the characters are washed up on an island where you only have women, and music is finally heard, and they see things in color. So everything is just like very, very, you know, very vibrant and exciting and stuff. So I kind of wanted to show that. But yeah, man, it was a fun EP, man. It was close to my heart.
Could you guess what my favorite track was just by seeing me today? What do
you
you
know
think?
what's mad? I can't, because every track differed in style and in delivery and all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be a hard one. I can't say I Love the Way. Inner London had Gigs on it.
Yeah.
So I'd go for that because I'm a fan of Gigs. And if you're not a fan of Gigs, then I might as well just leave this room.
I am a big fan of Gigs, but Yo Bass was actually my favorite.
Mad thing.
That's one of the ones you wake up, first song to play, like, boom, let's get the day going.
Yeah, definitely. I Hate Fires with Covered in Designer. Yeah. That's crazy.
I liked it because I like the way you work with your lyrics as well. So
yeah, no, I appreciate it. I want people to know who I am.
100%.
Yeah.
Was Don't Call Me a turning point for you?
Don't Call Me. How do I describe Don't Call Me? Don't Call Me was an example of a song where I tried to just push my level of creativity. Like I had hardly sang falsetto in any of my songs, and I knew it was a challenge for me, but I didn't want it to be like something that was like a ceiling. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just see what it sounds like to write a whole verse. In falsetto, and that's just like the technical terms. I feel like the song in itself, like even the entry and the words that I begin with, like I definitely want it to be something different. And then I was happy to have man like Young Thug and Carnage hear the original demo version and be like, yo, like, can we do you know what I mean? And so that was really it was cool, man, hearing people from the other side of the pond listening to my accent and being like, we want to rock with this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that in itself is a big thing. So yeah, it was a good song.
Saturdays 4 till 7 p.m. Robert Bruce here, Capital Xtra Homegrown. Chopping it up with Shakka. I've learned a lot so far, right?
Chop my music. Let's do it.
Learned a lot. You worked with the best of them, right? Gigs, Fecky, Lethal B. I don't even want to miss people's names out. Young Thug, Luna George. No, it's everyone.
Yeah. What's
it like? What have you picked up from particular people?
That's a good question. I recently I was in a camp for Sean Paul. So we flew out to Jamaica. It was me and Banks and Ranks. Shout out to the Banks and Ranks. Had it not been for them, I don't think I'd be in that room at that time. But we're there now, and it's like the work rate is stupidly high. So there's 2 rooms. One room is the main room where he records and cuts his records, and then there's another room that's like a writing room. And me and the Banks of Ranks were in the writing room making different songs. Obviously we bounced in between different rooms, and we come up with like 1, 2, 3 ideas in like 2 hours. And then Sean would come into the room and be like, yeah man, I like that one. And so we would bounce it, send it to that room. Whilst he's working on that, we're working on a new idea. And I loved it. It was just fluid. Normally you hear of this term writer's block. And when we were there, it was like no idea was a bad idea, which is mad, because you're always thinking, is this line sick? Is that line sick? Is this beat sick? Is that beat sick? And it's like, no, like just record it and get the idea down. And if someone thinks it's whack, then it's whack. But you can't second guess what naturally feels good to you. Do you know what I mean? And that, and learning that, and seeing the way he, like the guy would go behind the mic and just freestyle and do this and do that melody, and it was almost like second nature. I didn't know how he was coming up with it, or where he was getting it from, or whether or not he was just getting text messages with lyrics. Obviously, it's definitely not that. But even so, it was yeah, man, it was mad rapid and of a high standard as well. We must have made like 30 different songs, 30 different demos in like 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I was mad tired after I got back, but
it must be so draining, creatively draining.
Yeah, because you're constantly like, what's the melody? What's the lyric? What's the best chorus? What is this? And you have to come up with the ideas, you know, for the sake of human consumption. I want humans to be like, yo, this tune's sick. And so you have to come up with the best stuff. But yeah, man, like camps like that and writing sessions like that definitely make me thankful that this is my 9 to 5.
I hear you.
For sure.
In terms of saying that you've worked with a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the UK that you haven't worked with yet that you would like to?
There's a few. Sampha I'd love to work with. Skeppy I'd love to jump in the studio with. There's a few. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if someone was like, yo, then that person would make a dope tune, and that would be sick. But yeah, man, I feel like those characters in particular, because they're always pushing boundaries sonically, but then they always have a sense of nationalism, or like, I'd say patriotism. In their music. They're proper British, always British with it, down to the
and that's
line.
what you've been for a long time.
Of course, and I would never change that. Like, I love seeing a tune like Praise the Lord and not thinking 2 ways about it. Like 6-7 years ago, that was not the case. Thinking about a collab between an American artist and a British artist was just like, it just felt like chalk and cheese. It didn't seem to match. Whereas on this record, it's effortless, and no one's batting an eyelid, no one's making a question. Even in the video, it's like one hood to the next hood. Like the way in which it was executed was exquisite. So yeah, man, I definitely rate that world and the energy for sure.
All right, we've put it out there now, so you never know what's gonna happen.
Hey, listen, I'm open to things. I'm open to things.
So the summer's coming to a close. 2018's been big. Man Down's still big, but you've got a new tune out now.
I do have a new song. I do have a new song.
Talk to me about this one.
The song's called Sugarcane. I'm smiling because every time I tell like my aunties and my relatives that my next song's gonna be called Sugarcane, they're like, what? You call it Sugarcane? Boy, nobody know what sugarcane is in the UK. Like, of course they know what sugarcane is. It's about this girl who gets showered with riches and money from her parents, but doesn't get the love and the attention that she deserves from her parents. And so she goes and looks for that love and attention in different places. And she's getting used to the idea that love is being given to her through the parties and the bottles and the superficial things. And so the song is pretty much my description of that, and also trying to, I guess, help her with a different perspective on what love could be like.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm so gassed about this. Because the thing is, for me, it just sounds like what Drake and Marshall Montana would make. If Drake went to like Antigua or Barbados and stayed there for like 3 weeks, like it's that, man. It's soca mixed with like house mixed with
influences.
Yeah, man. And it's just the same feeling of like, it's just effortless. I didn't think too much about it. It just happened, man.
Okay, cool.
Proper
what am I saying? Is this in the run-up to a project? What are we getting from you?
It is in the run-up to the project. It is in the run. So it's going to be part of the next album. Again, I'm not going to say what the names are or what about the concepts or who's featured on it. Because I'd rather people be like, right, okay, I've heard this. I didn't expect this, you know? combination of sounds and stuff, you know. So yeah, that's what it is.
Don't worry, when the project comes, definitely come back. We're gonna have to do probably one of them feature ones where we just chop it up track by track, man. Honestly.
Definitely.